Good morning, my dear children. Welcome back to this video session where we are discussing about the foreign exchange market. So children, we have discussed in our previous module about the definition of the foreign exchange as well as its functions of the foreign exchange market. In this module, we are going to discuss about the determination of the exchange rate in the foreign exchange market. So for that, we have to understand what is the exchange rate. So children, in our day-to-day life, you would have discussed more times regarding this exchange rates, isn't it? Yes. So children, is there any idea about what is exchange rate? Something related to exchange, isn't it? Exchange of currencies. So here in this module, we are going to discuss about the factors which determines the exchange rate of different currencies. It is mainly related to the demand side and the supply side. We know that the country's exchange rate is determined by the market forces, which are they? Demand and supply. Actually, its demand and supply determines the exchange rate of the different currencies. So here the exchange rate are determined in the foreign exchange market according to the demand side. We'll see. So demand side, it is given here Pak exports. So here they have used as an example the country Pakistan. So Pak exports, next factor is capital inflows, and the next one is reserve currency. These are the three factors they have used to explain the demand side of the country's currencies. So children, Pak exports. One important reason for the demand of the Pak rupee in international foreign exchange market is our exports. This demand comes from those people who wish to purchase our exported goods. So children, we know that I told you that not only our country, all other countries are not self-reliant in any aspects. So for one or other, they have to depend our country or any other countries for some commodities. So here the Pakistan exports means it's their demand for our goods. This Pakistan depends upon the exported goods of the India. Some goods may not be available in their country due to some other limitations, isn't it? So for they have to rely upon our country's exports to satisfy their needs. So this is the reason for the demand of the Pak rupee in international foreign exchange market. So our exports means it is actually their imports. So if they import some commodities, they have to or they are bound to make payment in rupee, because our country's currency is rupee. So they have to make payment in terms of rupees. So that is actually the demand, the first factor of the demand side. Then the second factor, which is the second factor, the second source comprises those people, firms who wish to purchase Pakistan's assets. In order to buy any asset in Pakistan, they first have to convert their currencies in rupees. So capital inflows are accompanied by the demand for local currencies. So children, capital inflows means if you want to purchase some assets, isn't it? Yes, from Pakistan, first what they have to do? They have to convert their currencies in rupees. So capital inflows are accompanied by the demand for the local currencies. So this is the second factor of the demand side. Then third factor is government often hold and accumulate foreign exchange reserves. Just as we people hold savings account, the government of some countries, say Turkey, may decide to increase her holdings of rupees. Then in that case, she will be demanding more and more rupees. So children, what is this? So in order to meet our emergencies, we used to hold some money as savings or deposits in our savings account. So in that manner, the government also has some responsibilities towards the countries. They have to meet certain demands, or unexpectedly some other emergency crisis occurs, they have to meet such demands. So for that they have to save some money in terms of other countries' currencies also. Isn't it? Yes. So here they have told about the country Turkey. They may decide to increase the holding of rupees. Right? So if some other need arises from our country, they have to make payment in terms of rupees. So for the emergency purposes, every country they will hold some currencies from the other countries' currencies. They will hold in their treasuries, in the government treasuries. They will hold some currencies of other country. So in this case also the demand arises from the other countries. So children, these are the three cases related to the demand side of the currencies. Isn't it? Yes. Next we will explain about the supply side. That means first case we told about how the demand for the rupees arises. Because other countries, if they depend upon our countries, yes, they want rupees to make certain payments. So in contrast to supply side means it arises from our country. Here the first factor is imports. The main source of the supply of the rupee is the imports to Pakistan. Suppose I wish to purchase a Japanese radio, then I will be supplying the rupees and purchasing Japanese yens. So what is this? That means from wherever I have to import some goods, I have to make that country's currencies. I am bound to make payment through the other country's currencies. So here, if I wish to purchase a Japanese radio, I have to purchase it from Japan, and the Japanese yens is required to make certain payments. Isn't it? Not only sometimes I will rely upon other countries also, I have to make in their particular country's currencies. Payment should be made in that country's currencies. Because it's of no use of paying some other currencies. They want their particular authorized currencies, then only it will be more useful for them. The second one is the capital outflow. The demand I told you about related to the capital inflow. Here it is the capital outflows will also result in the supply of the rupees. For instance, a Pakistani citizen may wish to purchase assets in UAE. Now, he will be supplying rupees to purchase the dirham. Isn't it? So, what is that? Here, the capital outflows will also result in the supply of rupees. That means, a Pakistani citizen, if he wants to purchase some assets in UAE, the UAE we know that dirham is the authorized currency of the UAE. So, we have to make payment in the form of dirhams. So, they will supply the rupees in the foreign exchange market and they will possess the dirham to make such payments. This is the capital outflows related to the supply side. Next one is reserve currency. If a country holding rupees as foreign exchange reserves may decide that they offer poor return and that it should sell these rupees to buy any other currencies, in this case such a country will be supplying the rupees. So what is this, children? Yes, that is, if they want to purchase something from other countries, what they have to do? They have to supply the rupees in order to get certain commodities from other countries. So reserve currencies, as if I told you that every country they will accumulate some reserves or some reserves of that different currencies in order to meet some other emergency crisis. So at that time we cannot in hurry, we cannot rely upon other countries, and it is not necessary that they are ever ready to supply or ever ready to help our country also. So for that, to meet the emergency crisis, we have to accumulate some reserves of other countries' currencies so that we can meet our emergency demands also. So children, these are the I told you about the two market forces which determines the foreign exchange rate as the demand and the supply side. So we have explained now what are the demand side of the exchange rate determination and the supply side of the exchange rate determination. So children, I hope this session related to the determination of exchange rate is precise for you. So thank you children for watching this video.